Hello friends, welcome here. My name is Tanya. Welcome to my little corner of booktube. I'm so happy that you are here, and I hope that you consider subscribing if you love talking about book things, and that you maybe consider supporting the small booktube channel. I've recently switched over to this booktube channel. I have another channel where I talk about simple frugal living, but I wanted to move my book content to here, so it's kind of all organized in one other place. And I love talking about all different kinds of books, especially historical fiction and romance, and just I'm trying to broaden my horizons and read lots of different things. So I would love it if you would join me. But today I'm doing something that is new to me because in the words of my husband, I am a crazy reader that is all over the place, because I'm normally a mood reader, which I'm sure a lot of you are as well. But I'm noticing that I have, like, if you see my Goodreads, I literally will have like 55 books that I have started but I just don't finish, or I'm just always usually a mood reader. And I'm trying to, because I'm currently in a book buying ban, to read through the books that are on my book cart, which you can see there is completely full. And like I said, I'm on book buying ban until at least my birthday, which is in November. So I'm trying to read through some of these things. So in the hopes of doing that, I am doing today a TBR. I am doing a TBR for September, and so we shall see. Again, I don't know if I'll get to them all. I don't know if I'll be able to have the discipline or if I'll just be jumping around like I normally do. But I'm excited to share with you what I have added to my TBR. And as always, I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Please let me know if you have read any of these books and your thoughts on them. I'd love to hear that. And also, maybe what's on your TBR, what are you reading for September? So most of these I do have in print, but there's a couple of Kindle ones that I would like to get to, and I will mention those as well. So let's get into my TBR. I'm trying to be not, I don't know, not go too high, because then I feel like I'm like, oh, I didn't get to them. But to have, like, maybe some variety of different genres and things. So the first one that I want to start with is Frankenstein. My goal is to try to read a classic every month if I can. Although that might be, I don't know, maybe that's too ambitious, to be honest. I don't know. But this one is pretty thin. This is a recent one that I picked up in a haul if you want to check it out on my channel. But I really love these paper mill classics. I got this one at Book Outlet. But like I said, I'm trying to read through the classics to see what I think about them. So I would like to try to read through Frankenstein. I've heard good things about it. So yes, this will be the September classic. We'll see if I'll be back later, like with books I've read in September, and let you know, hopefully. But wish me luck. The next one that I finally want to get into, I've been trying to get into this series forever because I see it a lot, especially when I go to like Half Price Books or just a lot from this author, is I want to read The Ranger's Apprentice book number 1, The Ruins of Gorlan. Is that how you say it? Again, I don't think it's a super big book. Is it? It's like 250 pages, so not too bad. So hopefully I really get into it. Every time, I've mentioned this before, like when I used to work at the library, I mean, there's so many books by this author. This whole series is like 20 something books. Like, it's a crazy amount of books. And I just always, every time I go to the store, people are like, this is an amazing series. So I'm wanting to try it out. I believe so the character is Will. He's 15 years old. So I don't know, I think it's got an element of fantasy. I don't really know much about it. So hopefully I will know by the end of September. I will let you know your thoughts let you know my thoughts in a wrap-up. So again, if you have read this, thoughts, please let me know down below. The next one that I have for my TBR for September is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. Now, if you have ever seen any of my videos, or if I've mentioned before, Frederick Bachman is one of like my top 5 authors for me personally that I love. I think everything that I've read from him has been like a 5 out of 5 stars for me. I just love how he writes and just his way of writing. He's a contemporary fiction writer, and yeah, so I just really want to get through this one. I know this is also, I believe, an HBO series maybe, but again, I want to read the book first. And it follows this town called Beartown. I believe, where are they? I don't even really know where they are, but they're a remote, is it Canada? No, maybe it's in the US, but it's a remote town, and it follows this town that's really known for hockey, and you're kind of following what's going on. There's different characters, but there's something that happens actually in the kind of in one of between, I think, two of the characters, and I think a trigger warning. I think it has to do with sexual assault, I believe, and so how that affects the town. I believe there's also a sequel, which I already have, but I do want to read this and see how it goes, because again, I love everything by him. I just feel like the way he writes, he can write about the simplest things, but yet do it in a way that really makes you like think about life. And I think for contemporary fiction, he just does it really well. And so again, hope I get to finish this one in September. The next one that I have, I will be honest, I've read like a little bit, like a fourth, but I'm hoping to finish it, is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And just because, again, I know this one has been popular, I know it's a series, and I really would like to see and really get into it and like buckle down and try reading the whole thing in September and see if I really get into it. Like, will I, you know, love it? I know it has, there's a murder mystery, it's a YA, and there's one of the characters, is it Andy is the person who was murdered. Oh yeah, let's see. But Pip is trying to solve the mystery because she thinks it's actually not, things are different than what it seems, and that maybe the murderer is still out there. So that does intrigue me. I've kind of been getting more into mystery, so I'm excited to try this one. And the next one that I want to read for September is Lockdown on London Lane. This was one I hauled recently, and this just seems so intriguing to me. I think this has elements of romance, I'm guessing, in it, but it is also, is it a contemporary fiction? I'm not even really sure, but it kind of looks at all these different couples and scenarios that they're locked down in this apartment building, and so just kind of looking at the different stories. I love looking at when there's different groups of characters and different stories, so I'm excited to see what all that entails and what it will be like, and kind of, you know, what will these characters maybe learn from that time when they are on lockdown together. Like, will relationships grow, or will they fall apart, or, you know, like in the middle of this adversity in this kind of strange time. So just coming at the, you know, like coming through COVID, obviously this has been like, it's kind of been an interesting concept for me, so I'd want to read that, and I hope it gets me and I read it quick, hopefully, and really enjoy it. The next print book that I have, that again I kind of have it a couple pages, but I want to hopefully get to, is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. One of my life goals is to try to read all of Agatha Christie's books, because again, she's like the queen of mystery. The few that I have read, I have enjoyed, and I've heard that this is one of the best ones by her. And so basically there are these 10 strangers, and they are invited to this island, this remote island, and one by one they are being murdered. And so kind of seeing why is that happening, what's the connection, who the murderer is, like that just all sounds so intriguing. So I'm hoping to add this to my collection of mysteries read in September. Then there's a few Kindle ones that I'd like to mention. So the next one that I would like to read, hopefully in September, is, I believe it's called The Beloved One, and it is part of a historical romance series that I started reading in August. I read the first one, I really enjoyed it, and so this follows the continuation of one of the brothers from this, I think it's a 4-part series, I believe, maybe even more, but it follows the story of one of the brothers, Charles, and it's taken place during the American Revolution. So I definitely want to see, because it continues on from the cliffhanger that was handed to us in the first book. So I'm excited to see, you know, what all that will be and all the romance that will unfold, and see what that's like. And that's on Kindle Unlimited, so I'll be reading that hopefully. And then the other one that I'm getting to hopefully from Libby in September is the Spy Family Manga series. That was something brand new to me last month. I read my first ever manga. I did enjoy it, and so I want to read hopefully books 2 and 3, just because manga's quicker to read through. So that is my goal for September, to hopefully read through 2 and 3 for that series. So there we have it. I will report to you guys. We'll see at the end of September, did I actually follow my TBR list? And maybe this will be something amazing and will actually like keep me accountable and actually motivate me to read. So here we go. Let's see what happens. And thank you guys so much for watching. And let's start this month off strong. Let's go read some books. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.